All right, so right now, as I am speaking to you and you are listening to me, the words that are coming out of my mouth, you're listening to speech sounds. Okay, to understand how we communicate, let's dive into a deeper understanding of how the brain works. All right, so first I want to talk to you about the Wernicke's area. Okay, Wernicke's area, it's located on the left side of the brain. And this area holds, it's an area where our motor neurons are involved in comprehension of speech, okay? It is how we produce speech sounds. It is receptive comprehension, okay? It's people understand what we are saying with our speech sounds, okay? And then Wernicke's is bridged with another area called the Broca's area. And this is where we use expressive language, and that is the formation of thoughts and ideas. Okay, in order to communicate, you actually have to communicate those thoughts and ideas to another person or between two people. Because usually, if we have speech sounds, we could produce speech sounds, and then we have the formations of thoughts and ideas. That's just in our brain. We need someone to communicate that too. So, in order to communicate, communication actually requires motor. So with these two parts of the brain, you need to use motor to help share your idea between two people. Another way of communicating using motor is using our robust motor, which of the digits, which usually refers to the function of typing, texting, handwriting, or a form of sign language. And then we have articulators. That is how we sing, we talk, we scream, and yell. But we've learned that all communication requires motor, which means speech is 100% motor. So how does that work? Well, we have this part of the brain called the sensory cortex. Okay, the sensory cortex, that's touch, feels, sight. The sensory cortex has to do with the primary motor primary motor cortex. Okay, sensory acts as a navigator for the primary motor cortex. Okay, without sensory, we can't do motor. Without motor, we can't do the sensory. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you are, let's say, going through a hallway and the hallway at first is dark, right? You sense that it's dark. So in order to move into the hallway, you need to know what should we do, right? You notice that your sight sees that it's dark and we have to turn on the lights in order for us to move into the hallway. So before we did a motor, we have to know that the sensory helps navigate the motor. All right. Then with these two combined, we also have this other part of this area called supplementary cortex motor. And that is where we do purposeful planning. So we need sensory and motor to help us plan purposefully. Okay, so in order to communicate, we need all three of these functions to work in cohesively. But if our clients, for instance, some of our clients actually have challenges in sensory. So when they have challenges in sensory, then sometimes it doesn't help navigate the motor. And so this is where we helped teach purposeful planning using this side of the cortex. And just because someone cannot speak does not mean that they do not have language. That's why it is our jobs to help them build language by purposeful planning.